Okay, so we are back for the second session now, and we'll continue with cell call. Like cell call, I told you, cell call system, is a system by which we have identification for an aircraft. It's given by the DGCA, Director General of Civil Aviation, and it will contain certain you can say 4-letter codes. Now take you into the details of that step by step. All aircraft registered in India having an all maximum weight of 5,700 kgs or above need to have a cell call system installed in their aircraft. If that is not the case, if they do not have a cell call system in their aircraft, the C of A will not be granted by DGCA. Suppose you have a your aircraft is 5,700 kgs and above, then definitely you will approach the DGCA and tell them, and then they will of course give you a 4-letter identification of your aircraft apart from the 5-letter call sign. Don't mix up this with the 5-letter call sign like VT, ENE, etc. No, that is the registration marking or nationality marking. That is a different issue. This is a cell call 4-letter identification. Suppose DGCA says, okay, your cell call identification is ABCD, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, your aircraft. So it will not give ABCD allocation to any other aircraft in the country. Since they've already allotted ABCD to you, so you are having the cell call identification of ABCD. Now this is just a 4-alphabet code given by DGCA to you. You will take, it's like a pre-selected audio code. Now when you take this code and pass it on to your maintenance department, in your cell call system installed in the aircraft, they will feed this 4-letter code in your cell call system or cell call receiver in your aircraft, ABCD, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Right. Now your cell call system, individual cell call system in your aircraft is containing the call sign ABCD, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta for your aircraft. Right. Fine. This is done. One work is done. That cell call was installed in your aircraft with the pre-selected 4-letter code assured by the DGCA. Now legally you have a cell call system with a code. You can say you are having a phone with the same now. Now you are ready to use it, right? It's something like that. Fine. Now what happens is when we go on very long transatlantic flights or trans-Pacific flight, where you will understand pilots need to have rest, or they need to go and take some rest in the nest room, or the crew needs some rest. So that is when they leave the flight deck. When you leave the flight deck, you will see, of course, take off your headphones and the RT will be off. Okay, fine. But you should keep the cell call system on. If it is installed in your aircraft, the cell call system will be on. When RT is off, cell call system is on. When cell call system is on, you will just go to the crew quarters, relax yourself. At that time, when you are relaxing and when RT is not on, now RT was supposed to be the means of communication with you, but that is not working now because you are not manning the RT now. You are taking rest in the crew quarters. At that time, the station which you left or any ATC on your route segment, they are all aware of your particular cell call code, because before departure, the ATC will ask you your cell call code. You will say my cell call code is Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, that is ABCD. You told the ATC, it is also written in your flight plan before departure. Now the ATC wants to contact you. So they will do nothing, but in their system, in the ATC, if they want to contact you without your RT not working, what they will do is, and when you are taking rest in the crew quarters, immediately they will type ABCD in their system, enter. The moment they said ABCD, enter, immediately you will get a light indication in the flight deck, a light indication, flashing light, and a buzzer or a musical chime to indicate that some station wants you to be in contact, is calling you. At that time, of course, you will not know it is Mumbai calling you, or it is Chennai calling you, it is Delhi calling you, in Kolkata calling you, nobody. You will just know that somebody wants to talk to you. You are in the crew quarters. In the crew quarters also, we have a system. We have one extension of that buzzer and the musical chime or buzzer or light indication in the crew quarters also. If you're not in the flight deck at that time, you will get this indication in the crew quarters also. Immediately, the first officer, the captain, will know that somebody is trying to call them or in a most urgent manner. Immediately, they will rush to the flight deck crew, sit in the seat, put on the headphones, switch on the RT, and just say, station calling Air India 109, or go ahead with your call sign. Okay. So because they don't know who's calling, they'll just know that somebody is trying to call them on their selective calling system. On their selective calling system. So when somebody is calling you, yeah. Now somebody is asking me in which file cell call notes are present. In cell call notes are present in your book, Viva book, part 2 book. These are available on page 6 of your Viva book. Okay, it is in the page 6 of cell call. Whatever I'm teaching you today is all contained on page number 6 of your Viva part 2 book, which I have sent to you already on Google Drive. Right, just check page number 6. Right. Now, as I was telling you, the crew will not know who is calling, but they will know somebody is calling. In previous case, when there was no cell call, they didn't even know who was calling or somebody was calling when, because the RT was not there and cell call was not there. So actually, cell call was useful enough to tell you that somebody is calling you, somebody wants you. When your RT is not operating, somebody can call you on cell call, just give you a ring and just waken you up, right? It is something like an alarm bell ringing to you. Fine. And why it was possible? Because the ATC knew your cell call code, and why it was possible? Because you had a cell call receiver in your aircraft. So the ATC just typed your cell call code and just rang up, just called you, and you answered the call. So when you said station calling Air India 109, or go ahead with your call sign, immediately the station will give the call sign. Like suppose Air India 109, or this is Chennai calling Air India 109. Suppose it is Chennai calling you. Okay, Chennai Air India 109, or go ahead with your message. So whatever message he wants to give you at that, it must be of some urgent nature, because nobody will call an aircraft on cell call unless it is something very urgent, because there is some emergency or some urgency, then only will call you on cell. So now what we understand by this, actually by installing cell call system in the aircraft, we relieve the crew, or rather the captain or the first officer, from the tiresome task of maintaining a continuous listening watch on RT. Sometimes the flight may go up to 15 hours or 14 hours. How do you expect the captain or the first officer to sit in the seat with the headphone on and with RT on? All the time we are not talking to the ATC. It's only when the ATC wants to talk to us or some messages to be passed. And how you can sit in the seat for 15 or 17 hours with RT on your head? No. So, logically speaking, it is not possible for any human being. So in order to relieve the crew of this tiresome task, we installed that cell call system in the aircraft. So whenever somebody has to be called, only when somebody wants to call you, he will activate your cell call. This is known as cell call activation. How do you activate it? He dialed your cell call code in his system. Immediately you got a buzzer in the cockpit and a light indication, a flashing light to tell you that somebody is calling you. You man the RT then and just tell the station, okay, go ahead with your message. Then he will give you whatever message on the radio telephony. He will talk to you by voice and tell you whatever he wants from you, right? So cell call is given you a good facility, like anybody can call you anytime for some work when your RT is not operating. Fine. That is when you are not available in the seat also. Fine. And now, we again, see, I'll tell you one thing. I've been in aviation for last 35 years, and what I've seen is safety is our prime concern, and that I also experienced it personally. Safety is the prime concern in aviation. We do not take any chances, any undue risk. We never try to, overlook any, we can say, any situation. We are very particular on any small situation, because anything, once an emergency arises, it hardly gives you any chances of survival. So it's very, you should have no lacuna. You should be very particular how you tackle the aircraft components or parts, right? Now, when we are talking about cell call, and when we are talking about its uses, we must make certain that when we depart an aerodrome, telling the ATC that this is my cell call code. Now, ATC also is assured that you are having a cell call system. I can call you anytime. Fine. If I need you, fine. You are also rest assured that, okay, I'm having a cell call. If anybody wants to call me, they will call my cell on me on cell call. But what if your cell call system failed? Suppose your cell call system is not working, then in the air suddenly you go you switch off the RT and you're sitting in the crew quarter and your cell call also, no buzzer is coming, no light is coming, and somebody is calling you, but you're not getting an indication, not getting activated because of some technical problem. Then you will be in a real big problem, because somebody is trying to call you very desperately, but you are not, even after having a cell call system, you are not, because actually before departure, you have not checked the cell call. You have not checked the cell call. That's why before departure, we must check the cell call for its whatever it's working or not, or if it's having any lacuna. We cannot just neglect a cell call not working and just take off like that. But there is one option. Suppose you are taking off without a cell call system. A cell call system you have, of course, it's not working, but presently it is not working. Then the ATC makes it mandatory for the captain or the crew members that if they want to fly on any route segment, whether it is 15 hours or 14 hours or 13 hours, no issue, fly. But if you are not having cell call system operative in your aircraft, then you will have to maintain a continuous listening watch on RT. Now that is a very terrific thing. That's like a punishment. You have to keep your RT on for that particular flight. When your cell call is not working, you have to keep the RT on. So this sounds very foolish. So instead of that situation coming, before departure, we check our cell call. Cell call is working or not? Cell call is working. If not working, get it rectified, and then we go. Okay. But sometimes it happens that cell call may work after, not work after departure. Of course, that is your luck. If that happens, it is very rare of rarest cases. If it happens, then what we do is we have to maintain listening watch. Then there is no way out. We have to maintain the listening watch, whether the flight is 15 hours or 18 hours or 17 hours, no matter. Right. Now, it is important for us to check this cell call. But more important, even somebody asked me, from avionics or mechanical people, they keep on asking a lot of times, why RT is compulsory, for example. Now, I'll tell you why RT is necessary for you, especially avionics people. Now, the flight crew, usually they arrive at the airport or to man the flight sometime. Right? They don't come 4 or 5 hours before the flight departure. No, they will come their own time, and they will do their own checks. But before that, the maintenance people like you people, the AMEs, etc., have to certify the aircraft and hand over the fitness certificate to the captain right before departure. Now, that is fit to fly. The aircraft is fit to fly in all respects, whether from the mechanical point of view or from the avionics point of view. So you actually will have to do the see if the cell call is working or not. That is, you have to do the cell call check, especially avionics people. Now, when you do a cell call check, you will do it with the ATC. Naturally, if you don't do the cell call check with the ATC, how you know it is working or not? And if you want to talk to the ATC, definitely you cannot talk without an RT license. That's a crime to talk on radio telephony without license. So you need a license. The importance of RT comes here also. You need to carry out cell call checks or pre-flight checks. You require an RTR, right? Suppose you have an RTR and you are an AME, you want to do a cell call check. How to check your cell call? First of all, you should know your cell call code. That is your cell call code of your particular aircraft, like a particular number. You have a particular code given by DGCA. Like in this case, we had ABCD, right? ABCD was my cell call code. So now I want to check my cell call. The cell call check is always not done on VHF. Cell call check is always done on HF. Now the logic why cell call is done on HF, that is on primary and secondary frequency, and not on the VHF frequency. Why? Because the cell call is for that segment of the route when you are actually taken off after all the climb is finished. Now you are going on a long route where you have to make no changes and you need rest. That is when the aircraft is at a straight and level position. Nobody will switch off the RT and go to rest when the aircraft is climbing or when it is ascending or takeoff. No, immediately after takeoff, let the aircraft climb, reach the desired level, top of climb, TOC, then make it straight and level. After straight and level, maybe 1 or 2 reporting points are passed. And after that, the captain or crew feel that now we did some rest. That is after 2 or 3 or 4 hours of flying done already. They go in the crew quarter, and that is when they switch off the RT and the cell call is activated, kept on. That is basically we can say on HF. That is when you are on straight and level flight. And straight and level flight, by that time if we have gained 30,000 feet top of climb, where do we get the approach? Where do we get? No, then we will be in contact with the radio or control of the station. That is on primary or secondary frequencies, because now we are on HF. We are flying straight. Now we are out of the circle of that departed aerodrome, VHF range. Now we are on HF. So now we are not on VHF, we are on HF. So something on HF must warn us that somebody is calling. Not on VHF, but on HF somebody will warn us. The HF was primary and secondary frequency. So that's why the cell call checks before departure are always done on HF. It is working on HF or not, because that is the frequencies on which it will be used by the ATC also to call you. They will never call you on VHF for cell call. They'll call you on HF, right? So they'll call you on primary first. If you are not answering them in some time, again on secondary, maybe your primary is not working, they will call you on secondary. It is actually, you cannot hear the ATC on cell call. You can just get a buzzer or light, but that light and buzzer, it is not coming on primary. He will try secondary also. So, but before departure, the pilot in command has to make sure, or the aircraft maintenance engineer has to make sure that the cell call is working. So cell call check is done both on primary and secondary frequency, but with whom? You will of course do it on the HF. So HF, who is available? The radio facility of that station. Suppose you are flying from Mumbai to London, and in Mumbai, suppose you want to do the cell call check. Suppose the primary frequency is 8938. I'm giving an example, just an example. Primary frequency for today is 8938, and secondary frequency for today is, there is no need to memorize this. I'm just giving an example. Secondary frequency today is 5547. Primary 8938 and secondary 5547. Suppose primary is not working, then you can contact on secondary. Fine. So when you are on the ground, the AME, how he will do the cell call check to make sure before the crew comes that the cell call is working or not. He will call the radio of Mumbai. He will say, Mumbai radio, Mumbai. Suppose you are in Air India, again Air India 109er. Suppose take the call sign 109er. So Mumbai Air India 109er on 5547. The 5547 was secondary frequency. Actually, logically speaking, cell call check by an AME or a pilot, always it is done on secondary frequency first and then later on the primary. You have to do on both. But why secondary first and why primary? I'll tell you just now. First, secondary frequency. We say on 5547, cell call Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. This you told the ATC. This you told the ATC, the radio of Mumbai. Check cell call on 5547 on secondary frequency. Check cell call on 5547. Cell call Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. Then the ATC will give you a reply. Air India 109er Mumbai checking cell call on 5547. Cell call 5547 Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. He will repeat your cell call code. He will repeat your cell call code. Actually, this is your for your explanation purpose. I am telling. It is in practical life. It is not so. In practical life, when you tell him, when you call him and tell him, check cell call on 5547, cell call Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. He will just tell you checking cell call on 5547 and type A, B, C, D in the system and enter. The moment he does that, there should be a buzzer and a light indication in your cockpit. If the buzzer and light indication does not come in the cockpit, again you will give him a call again after 10 seconds. Mumbai radio, Air India 109er. I say again, I'm telling you again, I say again, check cell call on 5547, cell call Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. Again he will reply, checking cell call on 5547. Again he will type A, B, C, D on his system and enter. This time the light and buzzer came. Okay, that means cell call got activated on 5547. It is okay on 5547. Then you will tell the ground, Mumbai radio, Air India 109er, cell call okay on 5547. Check cell call on 8938. Cell call Alpha Bravo Charlie. Now you are making the cell call check on primary frequency. First you made the cell call on secondary check. It was okay. Now you're checking on primary. Check cell call on 8938. Cell call Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. You will say checking cell call on 8938. Again A, B, C, D you will type, enter. Immediately you should get a light and buzzer in your aircraft. You get it? You will say cell call okay on Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. That means your cell call was working both on secondary and primary frequency. This is the when we say cell call is fully functional. Same way, the captain or the first officer, when they come in the cockpit, they also will do the cell call check before departure with the aerodrome authority, that is the radio, before departure on HF. First on secondary, then on primary. Why first on secondary, then on primary? Why not primary first? I'll tell you the reason. Reason is, for en route communication, primary is the first choice of the frequency, right? This I told you before, just before the break. First choice. When it is not working, then we have a second choice. So what we do is we check on secondary first, then we check on primary and then remain on primary. Otherwise, if we check the cell call first on primary, then check on secondary, then again you have to come on primary. The one unnecessary frequency change has to be done. One extra frequency change has to be done from primary to secondary, then again to primary. Instead of doing that, check on secondary, come on primary and remain on primary for the route. Keep the HF tuned for the route already, so that one more frequency selection is avoided, just to avoid that. There is no other reason for that, right? So, but I'll tell you one example of this. Now, suppose I checked cell call on 5547. I gave him a call, he didn't reply. Then I said, I say again, check cell call. Second time of 10 seconds, I waited, no reply. Then what I'll say? I'll say, Mumbai radio, Air India 109, cell call negative. I'm not getting cell call. Cell call negative on 54547. Will maintain listening watch. Will maintain listening watch. Now, I told this when I was not getting the cell call on the second call also. First call I gave on secondary, no reply. Second call I gave, again, no reply, no light, no. That means cell call is out of order. Your cell call system is not operative on the second call also. Then when cell call system is not operative on secondary, no need to check on primary again, because the law, the DGC or the ICAO, they framed the law that cell call system should work on both primary and secondary frequencies simultaneously. It should be operative. Out of primary and secondary, if any one frequency it is not working, then we say cell call system is not working. It is not that it is working on secondary but not working on primary. It's okay. It is working at least on one. No, it should work on both. If it is not working in any one of them, then we say cell call system is not working. We assume now it is negative. No. So then when cell call is negative, you are not having a cell call system. I told you the punishment is that you'll have to maintain a continuous listening watch on RT. You cannot switch off your RT for the entire flight. So you have to commit to it, and you tell the ATC after the second call, if you are not getting cell call, just tell him cell call negative on 5547. We'll maintain listening watch. In the first case, you said changing over to 89 or 38. Check cell call on. That was because cell call was okay on secondary, then he checked on primary. But here the cell call is not on secondary itself. First only it was not working. Then why you will check on primary? Because law is saying that if it's not working in any one of them, it is negative. When it is negative, why to make the check on primary also? Just on secondary only, you tell him we'll maintain listening watch. We'll maintain the continuous listening watch. So cell call should work both on primary and secondary frequencies. It is mandatory for you to know this. And secondly, what I want to tell you is, apart from cell, because you'll get a lot of questions in the question paper on cell call system. Now you know 4-letter code, and wherever it is in the question paper, it is written your cell call is so and so, and 4-letter code. Immediately you will know what is the meaning of that cell call code. So no issue on that. Now on your screen sharing, you must be seeing a diagram, and actually in this diagram, what I have written, what I have actually told you that. I'm just actually, I just wanted to ask you, but instead of asking you, I'll tell you. Actually, if I ask you, will you, anybody of you can take up the, rather take up the initiative to unmute yourself and tell me, suppose I don't know the names, I don't know the much names of you people. Unfortunately, I'm not introduced formally to you, all of you. Anyway, any one of you can just give me a reply. See, I told you to have an RTR license, you must know a little bit of meteorology, little bit of navigation and all that. I told you in the previous classes. So I'll come to that. Now we come to a little bit of navigation in RT. This is all necessary. This is all the platform to go to the question paper from day after tomorrow. It's very compulsory to know all this. Okay, right. First of all, you tell me now, one of you tell me, unmute yourself and tell me how many directions are there totally. How many directions? How many directions are there totally? Or you can message me also if somebody tells me, then I'll know that what is your outlook regarding this. How many directions are there? Directions in total are how many? In total, there are how many directions? One of you unmute yourself and just give me a reply.
Sir, 8.
8. Your name?
Yes, sir. Sir, Anurag Shukla.
Mr. Anurag Shukla, right from ATI, Lucknow. Huh? Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Anurag, you said 8. Can you tell them which are those 8 directions?
So, north, northeast, east, east, south, and southwest, then west, and then northwest.
Okay. So see, in front of you, you just see, now you know what reply you given me. You said 8 directions. Okay. This was one of your 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. And you told me northeast. Then one you said, I think southeast. Then one you said southwest. And one was northwest, right?
Yes, sir.
This were your 8 directions. So you mean to say, Mr. Anurag, that either if I want to go, if I want to travel, if I want to fly or go by a car or motorcycle, anywhere in the part of the world, I can travel only between north and only I go to north or east, west in these 4 directions, or either northwest. Can't I go between north and northwest? I can go between north and northwest also, na?
Yes, sir. So we can, but
Then,
that will.
yeah. Then what will be that direction?
Angles from north.
Yeah. So what will be that direction? Then you will say me it is north or west. I think northwest, because you are going more towards north, northwest. Suppose this angle, as you can see here, this particular angle, this is 90 degrees, right?
Yes, sir.
From 000 to 090, it is 90 degrees, right? 90.
Yes.
This second angle again is 90.
Yes,
in
sir.
This quadrant, this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant. In this second quadrant also the angle is 90.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 90 plus 90 is how much? 180.
180. Yes, sir.
In the third quadrant, again it is 90.
Yes, sir.
So 90 plus 90, 180 plus 90 is 270.
270.
270. And again it is 90 from 270 to this angle. This is 90 plus 270 is 360.
Yes, sir.
360. So, Mr. Anurag, actually the directions are not 4 and not 8 and not 16 and not 14 and not 20 and not 50, but directions are in fact 360.
Yes, sir.
Directions are 360. How? From north we start. The measurement starts from north. Like we start measuring 001, 002, 003, 004, 005, 006, 007, 008, so on up to 090. Then 091, 092, 093, 094. 1 degree, 1 direction. Okay. 1 degree,
yes, sir.
1 direction. 093, 094, 0, so on up to 179, 180, then 181, 182, 183, 184, 180. These are all the directions of 1 degree, all the directions. Now up to 269, 270, 271, 272, 273, so on up to 268, then 259, 360. We finish. Rather, we can say north has 2 values. We start from north at 00 degrees and we finish at north also at 360. North is having 2 values, 000 or 360, we can say, right? So directions are 360 and each direction is of 1 degree. Now, I told you in the previous classes, the ATC has got a lot of work and ATC is very busy. So what the ICAO further decided to make the work of ATC more easy. So as per the ATC, as per the ICAO guidelines, it is now very necessary, to know, like suppose whether I told you, you can fly in 360 directions, 360 directions, anywhere you can fly in 360 directions. So now you, Mr. Anurag, you give me an example of any flight which is flying between any one direction between 000 and 090. What comes to your mind? Any one direction. So give me any one direction. Yeah.
036.
036.
North.
So
yes, sir.
Oh, no, north and south. 036. Now 036. Yes, you said between 00 and 090, 036. So one thing is very certain, that whatever your direction of 036, it is definitely in this first quadrant.
Yes, sir.
Right. Correct. Now you give me an example of such a direction which will take you into the second quadrant. Second quadrant is from 90 to 180, which will take you into the second quadrant. Any one number.
So 100, 100.
100. That is 100. Okay. Correct. You are right. So you are in the second quadrant. Now give me an example of any direction which will take you into the third quadrant. That is between 180 and 270.
So 200.
200. Right. Now give me an example of anything which will take you from 270 to 360. Any one direction.
300.
300. Fine. Now remember what you had said. First you said 036. So as per ICAO guidelines, if you are flying in aircraft on a heading of 036, which will that means definitely you are flying in the first quadrant. As per your heading or direction of the flight was 036 degrees, right? We are not talking it's north or east or northeast. No, it is 036. That means definitely you are in the first quadrant. ICAO says all the aircrafts on such a heading which takes them into the first quadrant between 000, any heading which take them into the first quadrant will always maintain flight levels which are odd thousands of feet. That means if you are supposed to be a captain, if you were flying, Mr. Anurag, then you will have flown your aircraft on such a heading, such a flight level in your flight plan. It will not be approved unless you keep a level which is odd. You can give 2000 feet, you can give 4000, you can give 6, you can give 1000, 3000, 5000, 7000, 9000, that way. Okay. If you suppose you select a flight level of say 1500 to fly, the ATC will reject your flight plan. Why? Because as per ICAO guidelines, if your heading takes you into the first quadrant, any aircraft flying in a first quadrant will fly at odd thousands of feet, odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, that way. Okay. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So any level, flight level which you are choosing to fly as a captain will be an odd level if you are flying a heading which you're taking in the first quadrant. Second quadrant, you told me second quadrant heading. If you are flying in the second quadrant, your heading takes you into the second quadrant, then such aircraft will always fly at odd plus 500 feet. Odd plus 500 feet. Suppose you had selected here 3000 feet, but if your heading is taking you into the second quadrant, then your level will be not 3000 feet but 3500. 3500. If your level is your heading is in the second quadrant, that if you are not flying at odd plus 500 feet, then the flight plan will be rejected. If your heading takes you into the third quadrant, it will be even thousands of feet, 2000, 4000, 6000, 8000, 10,000, 12,000, 14,000, 16,000, that way. And if you are flying in the fourth quadrant, any heading which takes you in the fourth quadrant, your level, flight level should always be even plus 500. First quadrant, odd thousands of feet. Second quadrant, odd plus 500. Third quadrant, even 1000 feet. Fourth quadrant, even plus 500. Anybody, any difficulty regarding this? You can just ask me just now. Unmute yourself and ask me. Message to the
Sir,
yeah.
sir, as soon as we change the heading of the aircraft, we have to maintain that height level of that quadrant.
That no, that is not after you take off. Before takeoff, you will fill the flight plan to the ATC, right? And you will have to
Yes.
tell on what you are in, what are you planning to go, on what level, what will be a heading, what will be a heading. Suppose you mention the heading which is taking you in the first quadrant. There in the flight plan itself, you should mention a level which is odd, odd. Okay, flight plan itself. It is not that you can make any correction after going in the air. No, before your departure, then only ATC will clear you for that flight level as per your heading. You fly at 1000, 3000, 5000, 7, 9, 11, or maybe 13, or maybe 15, or 17, 19, whatever. That is no issue with the ATC, but it should be an odd figure. Okay, it should be a
Okay, sir.
odd figure. Yeah. After going in the air, you will not tell the ATC, okay, I want to go on heading so and so, give me this. No. Before departure, you know you are heading. Na? When you are going to from Mumbai to Delhi, you know, as a pilot, when he is doing navigation, planning the flight, he knows from Mumbai to Delhi, if I am going to follow such and such heading. He knows it well in advance. When he knows this in advance, he has to inform the ATC on the flight plan, and accordingly, he will put the flight level in the flight plan as per his heading. Okay. Yeah. And sometimes it happens. Now, to your question, I will give you one answer. Suppose you are flying. Suppose I am flying at a heading of 40, 040. 040 is first quadrant, right? 040 is first quadrant. You are keep on flying 040. You are flying. Suddenly, for some reason, you want to come back. You want to come back to base. You are going at 40, 040, but you want to come back. Come back means just opposite, na? You are going like this 40. You want to come back opposite. Opposite means just by 180 degrees you turn, na? 180 degrees turn. So 40 plus 180 is 220, right?
200.
Now your heading is 220, na?
Yes, sir.
Now
Third
your
quadrant.
heading is 220. Third quadrant. So immediately, as per this is the sudden change which you made, but you must inform the ATC, reverting back, going back, now heading of 220 and ascending or descending to such a level which is even 1000 of feet. Okay. Now you will not maintain that original level. Now you will come to some even 1000 of feet. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. If somebody is having more difficulties, let me see. I got certain messages. Let me check. How we will know our heading? It will be given in question paper. No, question paper, they will not give your heading. Nothing. Actually, what happens is in the question paper, you will not get questions which are related to this quadrantal cruising level. This I told you why, because these quadrants will not be used that way. It will be used in some other way. The application of this is known as the quadrantal cruising rule or the circular slide rule. It is otherwise also known as circular slide rule or 1000, 5000. This all is circular slide rule. This will be applied in some other topics of your question paper. It is not concerned with your heading, because in the question paper they will not give your heading. They will just give you are flying from here to here. They are not bothered about your heading, whatever is your heading. Okay, but in the question paper they will definitely give your level. See, your level also will decide in which quadrant you are flying. Suppose you are flying at 15,000 feet. 15,000 feet is odd or even? 15,000 is I think odd, na? 15,000 is odd. That is without knowing heading, you know you are flying on such a heading which is of the first quadrant, right? The level will be given in the question paper. Your level in the question paper will decide in which quadrant you are. Okay. When you switch over the quadrant, as per that, again you are flying at 15,000 feet. That means you are in the first quadrant. Definitely, you are at odd thousands of feet. Now, immediately, if you are making a right turn, suppose you are making 180 degrees turn. 180 degrees means from first you are going straight into third. Straight into third means from odd you are going to even, right? So next ascent or descent will be even. Here, without knowing heading also, just knowing by the level, we can know in which quadrant we are, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, what if we clash with some other flight? How do we clash? Because the ATC is there. Whenever he gives you permission to descend or ascend, the ATC will give you that level to descend or ascend only when they are very sure that there is no traffic. Because the major role of ATC is to keep separation between aircraft. They are there. That is their motive. So they will not. The clash is mainly